Hello everyone. Welcome to the first session on Unit 3, that is Public Key and Management. Key management system that use hierarchical digital certificate to provide authentication and public key to provide encryption. Public key are used in World Wide Web, commonly in a form of SSL, you know SSL, that is Secure Socket Layers, and TLS, such as Transport Layer Security. In this session, we will learn principle of public key crypto system. The learning objective of this topic is to enable the student to learn reverse Shamir-Adleman algorithm, which will help you to understand the concept of digital signatures, key pairs like key distribution center, and few key exchange algorithm like Diffie-Hellman, as well as you will be able to identify the limitations and applicability of these methods. This is the general overview of the subject information and cybersecurity. So before we start learning this subject, we all must understand the vision and mission of our computer engineering program, which will help you to get strategic direction and values. So next is vision and mission. The vision of computer engineering program is to provide quality technical education for developing globally competent and ethically strong computer engineers with the power of innovation and commitment, contributing to the technology and serve the society at large. To achieve this vision, our mission is to impart quality technical education and enhance skill for developing globally competent IT professionals, and so on. By keeping this vision and mission, we will start learning this subject. So next is content of the session. To understand RSA algorithm, we plan to split this session into 4 sections, such as public key cryptography. We will discuss a cryptographic system that use pair of keys. Then basics of number theory and modular arithmetic. Here we will learn number theory and algebra techniques for understanding modern data encryption method and designing crypto system. After that, application of RSA algorithm. We will review the signature verification and software programs like browsers, many protocols that rely on RSA in this application area. After that, computational aspects of RSA. We will conclude our session by learning the efficient operating using public key and private key, as well as key generation. The security of RSA is the major component of this computational aspect. So this is the pathway of our today's session. Next, we will see what is the public key cryptography. Public key cryptography or asymmetric cryptography is a cryptographic system that use pair of keys. Public keys, which may known as others as a private key, which never be known as a except to the owner. The generation of such key pairs depends on cryptographic algorithm, which are based on mathematical problems, term 1 by function. So effective security requires keeping the private key private, and the public key can be openly distributed without compromising the security. So with the public key cryptography, robust authentication is also possible. A sender can combine a message with a private key to create a short digital signature on the message, and anyone with the sender's corresponding to the public key can combine that message with claimed digital signature. If the signature matches the message, then sent to the origin of the message to be verified. After that, there will be a public key algorithms that are fundamentally security primitives in modern crypto system, including application and protocol which offer assurance of confidentiality authenticity and non-reputability of electronic communication and data storage. They are underpin numerous internet standards such as transport layer security, popularly known as the TLS, then secure multipurpose internet mail extension. After that, the one more protocol, that is the PGP, that is the pretty good privacy protocol, and one another is that GPG, that is GNU Privacy Guard. Some public key algorithm provide key distribution and secrecy. For example, Diffie-Hellman algorithm, that is the best example of the key exchange distribution. So some of them provide the digital signature, and some they are providing both, that is RSA and symmetric key as well as the asymmetric key encryption. So to understand the RSA algorithm, we need to take a review of some basics of number theory and modular arithmetic. So next is modular arithmetic. Modular arithmetic is a system of arithmetic for integers where values reset to 0 and begin to increase again. Thus, in cryptography, there are certain mathematical backgrounds for understanding the modern data encryption method, and also introduce certain application in cryptography area. Mostly, certain areas of number theory and the algebra techniques are used for designing the crypto system. One of the example of the crypto system is DES and the AES algorithm. We know that integer arithmetic and the binary operations belonging to the basics of number theory. So let's discuss the first, that is the prime numbers. So prime number is a positive integer which is greater than 1 and divisible by 1 and itself. We know that 2, 3, 5, 7 and 11 are the prime number. This concept used by cryptographic algorithm heavily. One more term, that is GCD, that is greatest common divisor of n is 1 due to the relatively prime number property. For example, 21 and 44 are relatively prime number since common factor between both the number is 1. Thus, GCD of two positive integers, suppose a and b, is the largest integer that can be divided both integers. This is the most needed concept of cryptography. After that, one more concept is Euler's totient function, denoted by phi n. So phi n state that how many numbers are between 1 and n minus 1 that are relatively prime to n. All positive integers less than n are relatively prime to it. The number is set to relatively prime if their GCD is always 1. These are the few fundamentals we require to understand before we start learning the RSA. So next is working of RSA. RSA is a public key crypto system that is widely used for secure data transmission. RSA was first publicly described in 1977 by Ron Rivest and then Adi Shamir and Leonard Edelman of Macintosh Institute of Technology. RSA is a public key crypto system that is widely used for secure data transmission. RSA was first publicly described in 1977 by Ron Rivest, Adi Shamir and Leonard Edelman of Massachusetts Institute of Technology. The RSA algorithm is the basics of crypto system. So it is a suite of cryptographic algorithms that are used for specific security services or purposes that follow certain working process. So it enable public key encryption and is widely used to secure sensitive data, particularly when it is being sent over an insecure network such as internet. Public key cryptosystem, also known as asymmetric cryptosystem, that use different but mathematically linked keys. One is the public and one is private. The public key can be shared with anyone, whereas private key must be kept secret. Then the question arises in our mind, that is, why RSA has become the most widely used asymmetric algorithm. In RSA, the cryptography, that is both the public and the private key, can encrypt a message. The opposite key from the one has to be used to encrypt the message is used to decrypt it. It provides a method to assure the confidentiality, integrity and the authenticity, as well as non-repudiation of the e-communication and the data storage. Now it is time to see few application area of RSA. Many protocols like Secure Shell, then OpenPGP, then Secure MIME and SSL and TLS that rely on RSA encryption and digital signature function. It also used in software programs like web browsers that are used. Obvious example that need to be established a secure connection over a insecure network like internet. So this is the application area of RSA. Next we will see few steps involved in RSA algorithm. The algorithm works as follow. In the first step, generate the two large random prime numbers, suppose A and B, where A is not equal to B. In the second step, their product that compute the n is equal to n into B, that n is used as a modulus of both the public and the private key, is a required bit. So its bit length will be 1024 bits. In third step, we use the Euler's torrent function, also known as the phi function, represented by phi of n, that counts the number of integers between 1 and n, which is computed as phi of n is equal to a minus 1 into b minus 1. In the previous step, that is we have calculated n, but as per the Carmichael-Quotient function, we need to subtract 1 from each prime number to get LCM, means the lowest common multiple, which is the lowest number, that is A and B can be divided into. Then after that we select the E, that is the public key, such that E is relatively prime to phi of n, and the GCD of E of n is equal to 1, and 1 should be less than E and phi of n. In step number 5, we calculate the prime key, that is D, such that prime key is equal to E mod of mod to the power minus 1 and mod phi of n. Under the RSA public key that we have made of prime numbers, as well as the modulus n, the number E can be anything between 1 and phi of n value. In step number 6, the public key equal to E of n, the set of E to the n. The public key is shared openly. It is not so important for E to be random number. In practice, E is generally set to 65,537 because when much larger number are chosen randomly, it makes encryption much less efficient, and the private key will be D of n. So we compute the ciphertext using C is equal to p to the power e mod of n, where p should be less than n. As well as we mentioned e mod n is the public key. We have already devised e, and we know that n as well. So the only thing we need to explain is mod. It is a little bit out of the depth of this algorithm, but it is referred to the modulo operation, which essentially means remainder that is left over when you divide one side by the other side. So here you will find that C is the cipher text, P is the plain text, and E is the encryption key. In the last step, that is the step number 8, that we compute the plain text using the given formula. Plain text is equal to cipher text to the power d mod n. So these are the important steps involved in our RSA algorithm. Here D is the decryption key. Both the sender and the receiver know the value of n. In addition, the sender must know the encryption key, that is the E, and the receiver must know the decryption key, that is D. This is the general workflow of the RSA algorithm. Next, we will discuss the few computational aspects of RSA. There are 5 main issues arises in complexity of the computation, which we will discuss that one by one. At the first, we will learn the process of encryption and decryption, such as exponential in modular arithmetic. Here, in this, we will discuss both encryption and decryption method in RSA. So, modular expansion is a type of expansion performed over a modulus. It is useful in computer science, especially in the field of public key cryptography. In RSA, both encryption and decryption method, integers can increase as power and mod of n, that is p mod n into q mod n, that product is mod n is equal to p into q mod n. So the given equation says that we can reduce the result using modulo n. This calculation can be do practically. So main consideration is the efficiency of the exponential, because when we use the RSA algorithm at the time of large exponent, that time efficiency might be increased. We can take one example of exponential. Suppose we want to compute x to the power 15 as per the regular straightforward approach. We required 14 multiplication, such as x into 14 times. But we can find the same result using 4 multiplication, that is x into x to the power 3 into the x to the power 4 and x to the power 8. So in this method we can take the square of each partial result. So this exponential concept is much important in encryption and decryption process of RSA algorithm. So next is we learn the second method, that is the second issue arises in complexity of the computation is the efficient operation using public key. So here in this we will discuss the both encryption and decryption method in RSA. So next we will learn the efficient operation in public key domain. So unlike symmetric and key cryptography, we do not find historical use of the public key cryptography. It is relatively new concept. In RSA, the algorithm we can increase the speed of the operation using the public key. Because of that, it creates a particular choice called encryption key. Almost all common choices are used for the value of E, that is encryption. The E stand for the encryption, that has choice is 65,537. It means 2 raised to power 16 plus 1, and choices 3 and 17 are the most common choices. These choices has only 1 bits. Because of that, it required minimum multiplication to find the exponential. When we use a very small public key like e is equal to suppose 3, then RSA algorithm become accessible to the simple attack. So let's take one example that having 3 different RSA users, that 3 users use the value e is equal to 3. So in this RSA algorithm, they have a different value of n. Each have unique value called n1, n2, n3. If the user X send the encryption message to all 3 users, then it creates 3 ciphertexts, such as ciphertext for first encryption is equal to the message cube multiplied by mod of first unique value of relatively prime number, that is n1. Then for the second user, the second encryption is equal to the message cube multiplied by the mod of second unique value of relatively prime number, that is n2. Then for the third, ciphertext third encryption message is equal to cube multiplied by mod third unique value relatively prime number, that is n3, where n1, n2 and n3 are the pairwise relative prime. In this way, the public key with the help of the mod operation improve the efficiency. Next, we will discuss the second approach, that is efficient operation using private key. The third main issue arises in complexity of the computation is efficient operation using private key. Here in this we will discuss both encryption and decryption method in RSA. So next we will learn efficient operation in public key domain. Effective security requires keeping the private key private. The public key can openly distributed without compromising the security. At the time of operation, we choose a constant value called d. When we use the constant value d as well as very small, it does not give the efficient result. When we choose a small value of d that is accessible to brute force attack and some other form of cryptanalysis. So there is one way to speed up the computation, that is use of CRT. CRT is Chinese remainder theorem. In that, if we want to calculate the value of m, that is encrypted message is equal to ciphertext c to the power of chosen constant value d, that multiplied by mod of n, it gives intermediate result such as Chinese remainder theorem integer p which is greater than 1 and relatively prime written as xp is equal to ciphertext c to the power of chosen constant value d multiplied by power of p. So again by Chinese remainder theorem, integer q which is greater than 1 and relatively prime can be written as xq is equal to ciphertext c to the power of chosen constant value d multiplied by mod of q, where p and q are relatively prime numbers. Mod p minus 1 and q minus 1 can be calculated first when we check the end result. That result is 4 times faster than the evaluators than m, that is c to the power d mod n directly. So by choosing the CRT for the private key, efficiency can be improved the algorithm. So next we will discuss the key generation technique. So this is the fourth main issue that arises in complexity of the computation key generation. So here in this we will discuss both encryption and decryption method in RSA. So next we will learn about the key generation. So in a public key crypto system, each user need to create a pair of keys. This procedure involve the tasks such as finding the two prime numbers called as P and Q. First, we want to select P and Q such as they should be relatively prime number. In a second step, we select the E or the D value that calculating the other when we find the prime numbers, that is P and Q, that process the key generation that should be completed by selecting the value of E that computing the D or vice versa. When we choose the prime number that might be sufficiently large set, means we choose P and Q as a large number. At present, there is no useful technique that find the large prime number. So general procedure which we use for finding the large prime number is to pick the random and odd number and then test that number whether that number is a prime or not. If that number is not prime, then choose the next random number and check that number until one has to find the prime number. One efficient and the popular algorithm is used for finding the prime number is the Miller-Robbin algorithm. In this algorithm, the procedure for testing the given number is the prime or not. If integer n is prime, to perform the calculation, we want to get n as a randomly choose the integer a. If n fails, then test means n is not prime. If n passes, then test n may be a prime number or not prime number. But if n passes many tests with different randomly chosen value for a, then we can say the value of n is exactly a prime number. This is the way of key generation using the Miller-Robbin algorithm. Next, we will learn the security aspects of the RSA. So this is the fifth and the last main issue that arises in the complexity of the computation of security of RSA. So there are four possible attacks on RSA. So first one is the brute force attack. Here the hackers can trace all possible private keys. Then second possible attack is mathematical attack. So here the hacker attack on n, that is he tries to factorize the product of two prime number. Then the third attack is the timing attack. It is totally depends on the running time of the decryption algorithm. Then the one more possible attack is the chosen ciphertext attack. Here the attacker tries to attack on the properties of RSA algorithm. Hope you understand the four possible attack on RSA. Here we are concluding the 5 computational aspects of the RSA algorithm. So next we will see certain assignment question. Based on today's discussion, you have to solve the following assignment question or the study question. So explain RSA algorithm in detail along with the suitable example. Explain RSA algorithm used for public key cryptography. Then one problem of you have to solve that for the given parameter p is equal to 3 and q is equal to 19, find the value of E and D using RSA algorithm, and the message for the encryption, that is m is equal to 6. So solve this study question. Now we will summarize our today's session. We learned that public key cryptography is a cryptographic system that uses the pair of key. We reviewed the term basics of number theory and modular arithmetic, in which you learn about modern data encryption methods and designing crypto system. Then we have discussed application of RSA algorithm. in which signature verification software program like browsers, many protocols that rely on RSA. We conclude our session by learning the RSA algorithm. We had learned about efficient operation using the public key, private key, key generation, and finally we discussed the security of RSA. So in next session, we will discuss the cryptography and the authentication method, which is the second module of our unit 3, that is public key and management. The fundamentals associated with the topic that are briefly available in this book, that is network security and the cryptography, written by Bernard Menezes. You can go through this book to understand the next session more clearly. If you have any difficulty or problem in solving the assignment question, feel free to post your queries at the forum of our Google Classroom. I will be happy to solve your queries. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.